But it really does come down to a matter of choice, our choice, those who see this. Are we going to continue on as we have, or are we going to make the resolve right now to step up and take it to the next level in the prayer and in the work of our own lives to do what it takes to get to that point as soon as possible when this is illegal and unthinkable? We do have a moment before us, an opportunity before us to actually take abortion out of politics and put it where it belongs with respect to this question about the preborn in our nation with respect to the laws. And that is, it needs to go back before the Supreme Court with the question of what are the least of these in the womb? What are our brothers and sisters in the womb? Are they human beings? Of course they are. It's a scientific fact, not a religious belief, that life begins at fertilization. We were all that size once, and every human being is a human person. So when it reads in the 14th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution that no state shall deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor deny to any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of laws, does this not apply to our preborn brothers and sisters? Of course it does. They are human beings. They are human persons. What else would they be? This is also clear in our Florida state constitution. All natural persons are equal before the law and have inalienable rights, among which are the right to enjoy and defend life and liberty, to pursue happiness. So, either President Trump, Governor DeSantis, any executive, especially when they have an opening right now in a deep red state like Florida, or just having been elected like President Trump overwhelmingly, they have an opportunity to say, I'm going to take executive action on this. I'm going to sign an executive order on personhood, affirming that those in the womb are human beings and those in the womb are human persons, and they have a right to life under state constitution, under federal constitution, and abortion is unconstitutional. This takes it out of politics because immediately that would be taken up by the courts and it would get to the Supreme Court very quickly, where they would finally be forced to have to answer this question. With the current makeup of the court, it's hard to believe that they would not rule with the clarity that is there and say that these are human beings, human persons under the 14th Amendment, and abortion is unconstitutional. And let us remember that our rights come from God anyway. Our founding fathers got this right from the beginning in the Declaration of Independence. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We've got to participate with God's grace and make those God-given rights affirmed for all, especially the least of these who are being dehumanized and mass murdered in our time. Finally, two last things here finally, and that is one in the Roe v. Wade majority opinion. I want to echo this because, again, this is it. Justice Blackmun acknowledged in that opinion, if prenatal personhood is established, the case for a constitutional right to abortion collapses, for the fetus's right to life would then be guaranteed specifically by the 14th Amendment. That is what we're calling for. President Lincoln abolished slavery by first signing the executive order, the Emancipation Proclamation, then 4 years following that, abolished it, cemented it with the 13th Amendment abolishing slavery. So we now have an executive that could do the same. Sign the executive order of personhood, get it to the Supreme Court, and then ultimately pass a new amendment affirming it, a constitutional amendment for personhood that will never be undone. In a way, it's all pretty much common sense, and anybody can understand what we're talking about today. But thanks be to God, in the doctrine of the Catholic Church, it couldn't be made more crystal clear for all to see, so that if they ever do get confused, it's right there to reorient them. The Catechism of the Catholic Church, 2270. Human life must be respected and protected absolutely from the moment of conception. From the first moment of his existence, a human being must be recognized as having the rights of a person, among which is the inviolable right of every innocent being to life. So one thing to consider as you pray and work, learn more about this idea of personhood and how to push it forward. It's the time that we're in. You can go to rallyforpersonhood.com, a lot there to educate you and help you to learn more on it. But I think from just the basics we've shared today, you already know enough. So let's push in love our governors, our president, everybody to stand up for the preborn without exception right now. We're done waiting. It is time to end this, and it is time to enshrine the right to life for all without exception. Preborn children are human beings, human persons, and they will no longer be dehumanized and treated like garbage. From now on, we will treat them with the love that we all ought to be treated with. And of course, that ripples out to the moms, to the dads, and especially I want to say a word as our hearts go out to all of those who have been hurt and wounded, which really is all of us in some respect over the past over 50 years now since Roe. We need the healing to begin. And we need the healing to begin by ending this, and then for people to be able to come to their senses and say, we're sorry as a culture, as a nation, individually, and start building up that renewal of love from the inside out for all. So I do just want to say, for anybody that is hurting, you're not alone. There is support. There is healing. One place you can go is lovewill-end-abortion.com/healing, and there's a lot of places to go, connect you up with people that can help you along the way with that. But God bless you. We love you. Let's keep moving forward in God's grace, in love for one another. And I want to invite Sharon to come on up. And I don't know, are you guys ready to march? Sharon, come on.